Yo, only haters. We back. I'm out here trying to find the energy. Celtics just took a game 5L. Deion's Warriors down 3-1. Pierre, the only one that's fucking got the opportunity to be celebratory about his team.
All flowers and rainbows, baby.
Over here wearing that.
All flowers and rainbows.
This man wearing a Hawaiian Lakers shirt. I ain't never seen some shit like that.
Urban Outfitters, tap in
but, but yeah, I mean, rough couple of nights for me and Deion. I'll go to P first. I mean, how you feeling? I know you got to be feeling good, but at the same time, you can't be feeling good because
hey man,
the Warriors still.
Job not finished. You know what it is. I'm happy that I'm be honest. I think I'm more happy that they won this last game than any because they shouldn't have won that shit whatsoever. So I'm happy about that. But job not finished, man. When they win this, like if they ultimately win a series, I'll come back on here and be going crazy. It's a parade inside my city, all shit like that. But for now, I'm chilling. I'm waiting.
I feel it. I respect it. Can never talk early. 3-1 series, 3-1 leads have been blown before.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it happen before.
It's crazy because we got someone that has been a part of coming back against KD in a 3-1 deficit and someone that's blown a 3-1 deficit. So it's like shit could go either way. But Deion, how you feeling?
I mean, it is what it is. I think the Lakers are a really good team. They play smart. They play basketball. They leave it at that. Told y'all what the recipe was to beat the Warriors, and that's what they doing. They just hooping. That's all it really takes. If you're looking at the long-term outlook or semi-long-term, obviously the outlook of what's the end of this era, I mean, I think the best thing that could happen to the Warriors is they get stalled out tomorrow. You know what I mean? The last thing you want to do is get complacent. I don't think I had Nuggets Bucks in the finals when we did it on here, right? Did we choose a winner in that? Do you guys remember?
We just chose.
We just chose who would come out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna pretend I would have chose the Nuggets over the Bucks. I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020 on that now. But like when I am watching a Warriors game, I'm not watching them against the Lakers or I'm not watching them against the Kings. It's can this team beat the Nuggets? And through what are we at 11 games? I don't think they've had one performance where like I'm like they got something for Jokic in them. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I went in to the playoffs thinking the Nuggets were the best team in the West, the Bucks were the best team in the East, and that ultimately the Bucks were the best team in the world. And through 11 games, the Warriors haven't put a dent in that, including the Bucks. Obviously, like the Bucks are out. There's a lot of shit that they went through, whether it's Bud's brother, Giannis's back injury, a variety of different things. Not that there's any excuses, but like it just is what it is. And I don't think the Warriors have put a dent in that. I do think they have a switch they can flip, and I do think they flipped it, but this team just doesn't care. So it's like even when you flip the switch, what does it matter? You know? And that's my biggest thing is like I watch a team that just they're a little too complacent. So we'll see what happens.
I think the best thing that happened to them is they lose and they gonna reload and be back next year type shit. Like
well, that's what I'm saying. Like they need like I think about what year did we play in the play-in? Was that 21, 20, 20 or 21? One of those 2 years.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies went on to play Denver, I want to say, or Phoenix. Phoenix, I think it was. No, y'all played Phoenix. They played Denver.
Yeah,
and I remember thinking to myself, "Well, my bad."
No, you're good. Phoenix went undefeated, but missed the play-in by like a game or some shit like that. Because I remember Book was.
No. It was we didn't go to the bubble. It was the year after the bubble.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers played Phoenix. LA was up 2-0. AD got hurt.
Memphis played Denver though, right?
To quote, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna
look it up while you talking though.
Pretty sure. I just remember thinking to myself in that play-in, like if the Warriors get out the play-in, I think we actually have a good shot against either team. And sometimes a blessing in disguise is you don't ever get that opportunity. And I'd rather like if the best thing that could probably happen to this Warriors team is just losing to the Lakers. This is the first real, like, I thought we stunk last year. And then they were I think they made 2 signings in the offseason. So it's like a very complacent offseason with a bad team. And, when we spoke about it, I was like, there is a perfect world out there. Like, if we got Sacramento, Memphis, Phoenix, Boston, I believe was the route I laid out where I'm like, yeah, I think we can win championship. Where a series in, they didn't get that fucking route.
The Grizzlies played the Jazz.
The Jazz, that's what it was. I was like, either way, like we get out, like I love our chances against Phoenix, I love our chances against Utah, right? And then it's like, it is what it is. But so I just think the best thing that could happen for them is losing. I think in life, whatever you're doing, it's to maximize the amount of times you can reach like the pinnacle. And I mean, you could rest on your laurels and say that you have 4. I don't think they've maximized the amount of times they can win a championship by any means. I think with the way Steph Curry's playing, I think you got at least another
one more in him. That's how I feel.
Yeah, if the right decisions are made, he has one more in him. And I think to make those right decisions, like, unfortunately, they probably got to lose. I mean, tomorrow, honestly.
Stop right here. I just caught you lacking, bro. What is you doing? Why are you not liking, commenting, and subscribing to the Only Haters podcast? What do you got to lose? It's free. Matter of fact, I'm going to wait on you to go ahead and do that. Quit trying to skip the video. Bro, just go ahead and do it. It takes 2 seconds. It don't even take that long. Just go ahead and do it. I appreciate you, man. On a serious note, thank everybody for all the support. We pumping out these episodes, giving y'all banger content, and there's only more to come. So without further ado, let's get into this episode.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, go ahead, JK, do your thing.
That was always my thing. Is like, obviously, like, I would troll about it on here about like how I didn't think the Warriors would win a title and stuff, and it wasn't even really trolling. Like, ultimately, when you get down to the root of it, it exposes the problem when you see guys like Curry and guys like LeBron, who are like, as long as they're dribbling a basketball, they are who they are. Like, they're just all-time greats. And that's why it's so hard for a dynasty to last so long, because then you look at the guys like Clay and Draymond, who like are great, but it's so hard for people to stay in their prime for as long as Curry and as long as LeBron stay in their prime. And then you see it, and it's like, that's ultimately what the downfall is. Like, Clay is nowhere near the same guy. Draymond is still good defensively, but he's got a lot of limitations on offense now. And it's just like, it really makes you appreciate the Currys and the LeBrons of the world, though, because their primes are literally as long as they're playing the game. And it's insane to watch.
I mean, I definitely don't think Drake or Clay specifically is what he used to be, but like, this team just doesn't care. They need a reason to care, and it's not talent. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and say like they don't have enough talent. I think they have plenty of talent, and I think throughout the course of the last 2 games, I mean, they're up 10 in the second quarter of Game 3, maybe 12, and the Lakers went on a 41-15 run. Respectfully, you can play the best basketball in the world. You go on a 41-15 run, the other team don't give a shit. That's all that is. Like, that's just all that is. The other 5 dudes on the court do not care. And then you're up 7 and going into the fourth quarter, and you lose that quarter by 10. Again, respectfully, you can play the best basketball in the world. Lonnie Walker was phenomenal. He deserves all the credit in the world. The way Bron controlled the tempo was phenomenal, I thought, and picked the spots for not just for himself, but everybody offensively. But if you score 17 points in a quarter, that ain't the other team. You just don't give a shit. And I've been saying that the whole time. Like, I just don't think they care. And the solution to that is bringing dudes in that care. And what you need is it to be exposed that you don't care. It's not, I think you can run it back with Steph, Clay, and Jay, and I think you'd be fine. If everyone else around them cares as much as Steph does, then it'll pick Clay and Draymond up proactively, the way it did last year. You have to have a lot of dudes on the roster that need it. Otto Porter was looking for a bag. Gary Payton Jr. was looking for a bag. Nemanja Bjelica was looking for a bag. Wiggins playing for a bag, Poole playing for a bag, Looney playing for a bag. They got 7 dudes paid in an off season. It's really hard to replace that and get people that like care as much.
I agree in a way, but then at the same time, it's like what Clay and Draymond are now, even if they do care, is it enough?
But they've been that way for a long time. Like, point to me a good Clay performance in a series off the top of your head.
This series, game two.
No, like for a full series. Show me a series.
Oh, for a full series?
Yeah, like where he was good off the top of your head.
Oh, I would have to be honest, this way back. I'll probably say
one of the Portland ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Either Portland or I was gonna say NBA Finals maybe in 16. I think that was a good one for him.
No, so in the finals,
or he might have just had like 2 games, maybe like 2 games.
So he has good games, but in the finals, he's sub 15 points per game, under 40% shooting.
Yeah,
like Clay is not a good playoff performer. He never has been. Draymond Green, not a good playoff performer, never has been. But the difference is little things they do that get you an extra possession, or it's like, you gonna leave Clay open, he gonna make the shot regardless, right? Like he'll have a good game or two.
At least back then, Clay could play defense and shit.
Yeah. I think Clay still could play defense if he wanted to. The problem is like Clay is more concerned with like proving that he can score than it is playing defense. He just doesn't give a shit. Unfortunately for guys like Clay and Draymond, there's 0 left for them to prove. That's not the case for Steph, right? Like Steph's chasing ghosts. Clay and Draymond have superseded their expectations a million times over.
I don't think this is the case for Draymond, but when I see Clay, I think it's more of a case of ego than it is that he doesn't care.
Thank you. I better say,
like the whole flash in the 4 shit, the terrible shot selection, like in his head, I think all that's going through his head is I still got to prove that I'm like the second best shooter ever because Steph is out here doing his thing. So let me take like those shots he took at the end of the game were just those were ego shots. Those were like I want to hit this.
That's what I mean. Like when you've superseded expectations a million times over, no one's gonna be able to tell you anything. Like this isn't gonna bother Clay. You know what I mean? Like Clay's gonna go to bed, get a full 8 hours of sleep tomorrow night. They could lose by 20. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I saw.
So what's next for the Warriors though? You think do they need to? For me personally, I think they let all them motherfuckers go. I just think it's go. Let Clay
Poole's
go.
Gone. I think Poole, Kuminga, Moody are all gone. Like that's set in stone, right? Like they've probably already negotiated those deals, and it's just a matter of timing in terms of like announcing them. The question mark is like Draymond, like because obviously he could be a free agent. I don't think he leaves. I really don't. I think they run it back. I think they go all in a 2-year window, and like I said, like if you surround them with guys that have to earn it, you can get them to give a shit too. But they're not going to naturally. If Draymond has to care to get everyone else to care, then you're going to get a team that doesn't care. You need someone else that's going to care to get Draymond to care.
Are you concerned about the fact that the only one of those 3 players, I think Moody's the only one that's like increased his value? Like Poole's value has went down drastically.
Nah, I disagree with that.
Like
I think somebody will overwhelmingly jump the gun and take Poole. You know what I'm saying? Like he got too much untapped potential.
Poole's averaged 22 points per game this year, and he makes $28 million with a new TV deal coming a year from now.
His deal's for what, 128, right? Something like that.
It's like 122 with incentives that can make it 140. It kicks in this year with a new TV deal that comes in a year. He's gonna be making nothing. And like I said, he averaged 22 points per game this year.
He's still nice, bro.
I mean, like it doesn't really like what is his value per se, right? Like if you were able to package Poole and Kuminga and get OG, like that's fine.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know. It's a weird fit because, yes, that would make sense, but I think it only makes sense for the Raptors if they're also moving Trent or Van Fleet because, like,
Trent's a free agent, and they're both free agents.
Please don't let Trent go over there. No, I'm good on that.
I think they're both free agents. I think they're going to re-sign Fred, but I think Trent will leave. I don't know what the Raptors are going to do, bro. They got to blow that shit up.
The Raptors offered us OG for Moody and Kuminga at the deadline, and we said no. So, like, I think if the Warriors want, like, OG, they can have OG. Kuminga's the perfect Masai Ujiri player, and he does fit that system incredibly well. I mean, you have a million guys that you could trade Poole for. If the Wolves decide to break up Cat and Gobert, like I think you could get either one of them for Poole. Obviously, Aiden in Phoenix makes a ton of sense from a Phoenix standpoint if that's the route the Warriors go. Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, if you're willing to package extra additional salary onto them, like you don't need to get stars. You need role players.
I honestly almost think the way to go could be like talk to Brooklyn about DFS or Cam Johnson, especially DFS.
Cam's a free agent that would hard cap us. I don't really want Finney Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for the Poole deal, but like if the opportunity presented itself to do Moody and Kuminga for like Finney Smith, shit, because Moody and Kuminga are so young, you're definitely getting another guy. I mean,
I think I mean the Warriors have all their picks too. Like they're gonna get far more for Moody and Kuminga than Finney Smith. I think the baseline's probably OG on those two. The question mark is what you get for
what if they
or if you have to include.
What if they could get Bridges?
JK, come on, G.
You'd have to talk to Mikal. So the thing is, I think Mikal really likes what the role. I don't think he cares per se about winning. I feel like you saw that at Phoenix, and I think he's very content just being on a playing team and averaging 20, 25 a game. So if he was willing to play the role that I believe OG is willing to play, then yeah.
Yeah, I think OG will play the role because, like, realistically, it's kind of the same role he's already been playing for the last however many years. So it's like the real finesse would be if you could somehow find a way to get them to really blow it up and get Scotty.
Nah, I'd rather have OG. The only dude on that team I want is OG. I don't think any of the rest of it would make a ton of sense on the Warriors, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it's literally going to be because you assume Memphis is probably going to make an offer for OG too. So it's literally going to, I think it's pretty much just going to be who presents the better offer because OG is also like the perfect fit for Memphis. So it's very interesting.
If unless they're willing to move Bane, I don't see how they could get him.
Yeah,
they have some picks, but I think some of their picks are still restricted. So like I don't think they have like whatever they have, the Warriors could one up because all our picks can go.
So like do you think that the Warriors can get OG without giving up on that deal?
Yeah, I mean I know they can. Like they
had it
they
done.
should already have OG. Yeah, without giving up Poole. Like OG should be on the team right now.
See, that's just crazy to me because like Moody and Kuminga are just not like that to me. Like,
I mean, Kuminga
too.
From January on, unfortunately, Kuminga was really good. So like that's the issue. I think he averaged 17 points per game from the moment Steph got hurt around January 11th or 13th up until the deadline. Which makes you second guess the OG thing. Because it's like, if you're the Warriors from the standpoint of like, can we do this for 5-10 years? I don't think the issue was like, oh, we think Kuminga is more talented than OG. It's like, if we can get 80% of OG from this guy at a third of the price, that's what we have to do.
Yeah.
So
I think it literally just depends on, like you said, the window approach they take, because Kuminga makes more sense for like, if you're thinking future, but at the same time, you have to sit back and you're like, all right, we could get 2 more years of the core 3. And Kuminga's been unplayable in the playoffs, so like we have to move him for OG.
I don't think he's been. They haven't played him. He hasn't been.
Yeah, he ain't got a shot. I think that's the person they need. I think that's who they need to play.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense why he's not playing. That's he's done nothing wrong. Like January on, he averaged close to 15 points a game. He's a really fucking good defender. Like he really is. He can guard 1 through 5. And he shot. I want to say he shot close to 40%, if not over 40% from 3 this year. From January on. Beginning of the year was a nightmare for him, but he turned it around. Like he really did. He hasn't gotten a chance. Moody same thing. Moody's been really good this playoffs.
No,
I feel
Moody's
like.
been great. Moody's been
So
great.
like, but Moody didn't play the whole season. You
Yeah,
know what I
see,
mean?
that's
Like, why?
the thing
So
that concerns
it's
me.
not like these dudes don't have talent. Like they've showcased they have talent. It's just it's opportunity and it's not performance based with
Yeah,
them. I mean, Poole's been really bad in the playoffs, but here's my thing with like the Poole hate and this Poole notion that Warriors fans are like all pissed off about. I mean, Poole stunk in the playoffs last year too. So like
I mean, I guess you would know better than
minus
me,
the
but
Nuggets series.
I thought what did he average? 20 in the playoffs last year? 20?
Nah, like 12.
Okay.
See, I
minus
don't.
the Nuggets series, he was bad. He was good in what was that game 2 against the Celtics when we were up 25, I think, something like that. And I don't even know how many times he played 20 minutes in the finals. It was probably sub 3.
Yeah,
He averaged 13 in the finals, but I don't know about the
he
whole
averaged
playoffs.
17, 3, and 4 in the playoffs on 51% and 40%.
But keep in mind, he averaged 30 against the Nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, the only concern about the Kuminga thing is obviously he has the talent, but what worried me was when they did put him out there against the Kings, they immediately pulled him because he got cooked by Malik Monk. So it was like they didn't even try playing him again, which might be stupid, but I don't know.
It's a different team though. Like the Lakers are just naturally like they got bigger bodies everywhere. Like they could at least use him as a body.
Yeah, I mean,
GP2 played really good though.
That's my thing is like JaMychal Green was great in the first start, but at a certain point, all right, he hasn't been hitting shots now since that game. Like, bruh, throw Kuminga in for the Green minutes. Like,
but that's Steve Kerr. That's just the Warriors. Like I mean, they've been doing that for a decade now. So, I mean, like that's my thing is like, you know, we can sit around as basketball fans and we can be like, well, Jordan Poole stunk. Well, he stunk last year. We can be like, well, Kuminga don't get to play. Well, show me a young player on the Warriors in the last 10 years that's gotten to play. Right?
It kind of sucks being a young guy over there too, because like you jump straight into a championship pedigree team, so you really got minimal mistakes to make. And if you do make those mistakes, you're done, buddy. Like Jordan Poole, though, like I don't know, man. I don't even think it's like his talent, really. I just think his confidence is shot. Like I don't know what they're telling him. I don't know what's going on in the locker room. It's just his confidence is fucking shot.
He just don't give a shit. Like it is what it is. Like, and if you were him, why would you? Like you got paid, so you're set. You got 2 of the 3 best players on the team that don't give a shit. One knocked you out. Why would you care?
One damn put your ass on TMZ.
And if you're Kuminga and you're Moody, and you know everyone wants you to play a role, well, your peers are playing for $100 million bags, and you don't even get in the game. So, like, why would you give a shit the one time you get in the game? So it's like, it's the problem is that the giving a shit starts with Draymond, and this isn't the Draymond of 15, 16, even 17 that has that fuck you attitude where it's like, I remember every dude that was drafted in front of me. No, the dudes that were drafted in front of Draymond are not in the league anymore.
How do you feel about him podcasting after games?
What's crazy to me too is like Curry's your leader, and Curry gives more of a shit than just about anybody. So like, why do they not follow Curry's giving a shit?
Because
like, why does it?
Curry don't talk.
That's don't talk.
He not the vocalist.
The Lakers, the Lakers don't follow Bron. Like the Lakers go as AD goes, but Bron's still the best. Like in my opinion, like the most important, best player, and like probably the leader of the team, right? But like you have the leader, and then you have the emotional leader, and it's like you're gonna follow the emotional leader, and you see when AD plays well, it's a different level of intensity, a different energy level with that team. And when AD plays bad, they're kind of like, well, shit, if he gonna play bad, we don't stand a chance anyway. So let's just get 30 popped.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more performance based. I would say LeBron's more of the emotional leader, honestly, because like AD is not getting like Reeves and all those motherfuckers to calm down. Like I feel like AD don't.
Like that's not even close to what I want. That like what the Warriors need from Draymond. It's intensity. It's like wanting to be out there. It's showing that you care, right? There's something there's moments where he does stuff that everyone hates, but it's like, okay, this dude wants to be here now, so let's go with him. He hasn't had that this game. He has one tech, I think, in the whole series. He don't care.
Yeah, I just think in this series particularly, like Braun's the one before the game that's like, bruh, this is for my legacy. Let's come out fired up. Let's win the series type shit. Like,
he OG though. Like that's kind of like implied. Like he OG. Like they all know what they plan for. But AD, like, okay, Grizzlies game 5. Where AD came out there on some bullshit. So the rest of the team came out there on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Braun still played pretty straight, but it really don't matter. I agree. I feel like AD is really the, you know what I'm saying? If he got it going, then everybody gonna get it.
Shit, game 2. The best type of basketball we've seen in this series was from Braun in game 2. The Warriors 30 popped them. I mean, they go as AD goes now. It is what it is. Like, Braun can be the vocal behind the scenes leader, but once you step on that court, if there's a loose ball and that AD doesn't dive for, Reeves ain't diving for the ball in the next play. And that's what Draymond is to the Warriors. They go as he goes. And if he doesn't bring that intensity, then it is what it is.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, to me, it's different things. AD's is from a talent perspective. Like, if AD's not going for 25 and 14, then yes, I get what you're saying. Whereas Draymond, they don't expect him to put up 25 and 14. His is, like you said, more of an intensity thing. So, like, I think it's different in a way. Like, they suck when AD sucks because the offense runs through AD.
But it's the same thing. Stats don't matter. Like, stats are irrelevant. When AD is getting 25 and 15, it's because he's playing with a different level of intensity than when he doesn't show up. It's a different energy he has. It's a different physicality. It's no fear.
You can literally immediately tell for the first 2 minutes of the game which AD you about to get.
Yeah, I said, speaking of that's a good point, because I think, what was it, games 1 and 2, where I was like, yeah, we started with a Draymond turnover, so I knew the game was over. Like, if that dude don't give a shit, we don't give a shit. And he don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, to me, I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like
games 1 and 2 of the Kings series, by the way.
What?
No, I was talking about games 1 and 2 of the Kings series.
Okay. No, I mean, I don't know.
Overall, I'm not gonna take nothing away from the Lakers. Like, they fucking
no. Yeah, I wasn't trying to take away from them.
Nah, they doing what they do. I mean, if anybody that watches this podcast follows me on Twitter, yesterday I tweeted when they were playing about Braun. I was like, bro, do you care? Do you not care? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's lapses sometimes where you look at them and you like, bro, do these motherfuckers give a fuck? Like,
I don't think Braun cares.
That's like how they like. I'm like, you're like, okay, cool. Like, and then when it kind of comes down to the nitty gritty, then you kind of see it ramp up a little bit. But like when they start games, I'm just looking at them like.
But that's the point I would make is like, I think the Lakers equally don't give a fuck as much as the Warriors don't. Like, I just think they're better.
No, they don't. I don't think they're better. I just think like the Lakers have more like
urgency to me.
AD has real natural motivation. Like, Steph's probably been the best player on the court, right? Like, individual talent wise. No one has shown the energy AD's shown, right? On both ends of the court. And big men aren't supposed to move with that intensity. It's just crazy.
That's the one thing we do have to talk about, because obviously he's injured, but it's crazy because before this series started, we talked about Kevon Looney and how he's never played out of a series. And this is the first time I've seen him actually get played off the court. Like, AD
he has been sick, though.
He's been sick. He's literally on a minutes restriction. He can't play.
No, I know. That's what I said. But, like, even
that's not getting played off the court. Like,
bro, he can't do nothing about it.
That's like being like, yo, the Heat played Giannis off the court in game 3 when he didn't play.
No, because Giannis wasn't out there. Like, even in the Looney minutes, like, that he has played, like, it's just, he can't do nothing about AD because AD is just a different type of big. But to be fair, you also said that. You also said AD is the only big you've ever seen that makes it hard for Looney. Like,
yeah, he makes it hard for Looney, but Looney, I don't think the Looney minutes have been that bad.
No, I mean maybe not
Yeah,
as a
so
maybe not as a team, but
so Looney in this series is
I know he had a 20 rebound game in the game.
he's a plus 17 in this series across 39. What's 39 plus 29? So he's a plus 19 across across 68 minutes. So I don't think he's been played off the court at all. I just think he's sick.
yeah, I mean, I just think if he was healthy, like they still would have to play small in this series. Like
he is the small, but I think he is the counter. Like take Draymond off the court because Draymond don't give a shit, and he put Looney on.
But see what I've noticed.
That's what they did against the Kings.
What I've noticed from a schematic standpoint is Looney. They're being smart about it. Like Looney is checking AD sometimes, but he's also getting a lot of the minutes that AD's out because there's no one in there to stop him. So it's like,
but that's because he can't take hits.
Like I don't know. I mean,
like they lost. So game 1, they were down 10 plus points for the majority of it. Looney's a -2 in that game. He had 20-some rebounds.
Yeah.
AD had 14 points in the first quarter. I believe 7 in the second, and then Looney held him to 5 and 2 across the second half.
I don't know, bro. It's something weird about these AD second halves and the Lakers. Like, bro, they just stopped playing through him in general. You know what I'm saying? But I get yesterday's game.
They get tired, bro.
Yeah, they get tired. Gas. They are gas.
That was my thing. Was like start JP and run these dudes up and down the court. And if they go up 10, so be it. Because in the second half, Bron and AD won't have legs, and it's like, all right, let's go now. You know what I mean? Like you have to rope a dope them. But these dudes just don't give a shit, man. It's too much smiling and laughing and just happy to be there, happy to go to dinner with Bron after the game.
That's funny. I seen a tweet where, I don't know. I don't even know this guy. Maybe I don't know who it was, but they said Steph, Draymond, and Bron, like these motherfuckers are really friends now. Yeah. That shit is hilarious.
Bro, Bron's elite, bro. He pulled the MJ. Maybe you're talking about the same tweet. MJ bought Barkley the $20,000 Rolex before the finals to soften him up. Pulled the MJ.
Really friends, man.
But the Lakers could win tomorrow. Bron, Steph, and MJ will go to dinner after the game.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No. That man.
It's not the same.
Man, Draymond loves him some Bron now. That shit's crazy to me.
Steph loves him more. That's the thing. Like, no one wants to talk about that. Steph loves that too more.
It's just
here's the thing. Like we talk about that quote from Draymond's podcast where he mentioned what Steph said. Steph okay, guy. Steph wouldn't have told Draymond that's okay 5 years ago. These dudes, like,
that was a crazy quote to put in the world, man. During this game.
But see, like that's my thing. Like it's crazy, but it's like they don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like to Steph and Draymond, that quote was like, whatever. We don't care. On to tomorrow.
I'm very curious to see what they come out and do tomorrow because Steve Kerr has made a various amount of changes and adjustments, and I'm curious of what they do tomorrow, honestly. And I'm curious what the Lakers do tomorrow. I don't know.
I think the Warriors are going to win Game 5. To be completely honest with you,
maybe I honestly don't, but maybe. I think they're going to start GP again. I think that was the right thing to do. GP got sick in the middle of that game, though, so I don't know how much he can play.
Bro did throw up in the first 3 minutes of the game and took off.
Apparently, he couldn't play the fourth because he was like he needed an IV, which stinks. Those were our best minutes. Those were our best minutes. Those were like because he can play defense, he can shoot, and he can create. And like, I mean, I'm not saying like he would have been the difference down the stretch, but
maybe.
Unfortunately, he's better than Moody.
Lonnie. He probably would have picked up Lonnie. So yeah, I don't know how it would have went with that.
He just can do a little bit more offensively than Moody can, or at least he's willing to do a little bit more. Maybe not can do more, willing.
Yeah,
that was an interesting game from all aspects of basketball. It was something fun.
Yeah, I thought they went up 12 and they pulled Steph in the third quarter, and Reeves hit back-to-back threes, and then he flopped into some free throws off Moody that cut the lead to It only cut the lead to 8 because we scored once, but that was the moment where I was like, these dudes are gonna lose this game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
JK,
know.
what's my segue?
If you feel that way, you feel that way. To me, I just think saying your team doesn't care is a little bit of a cop out. But I mean,
I mean, it's not. I think they should. I think they should replace 6 to 7 guys. But at the end of the day, like I'm not saying the team doesn't care. There's 3 dudes that don't care.
Yeah, no,
The team,
I feel that.
I'm sure the team does care, but I don't think. But the thing is like what they care about is different, right? Like, do you think Kuminga cares if he wins a championship? Do you think Moody cares if he wins?
That's just like I saw a
No.
tweet that talked about it, and this is the last thing on it before we go to the other Western Conference series. It's like there was a tweet about how impressive it is that the Spurs were able to like do what they did for 20 years because we see how great the Warriors were and we see how quick like the egos kind of like messed everything up. It's like shit's crazy. But I guess when you have Tim Duncan, it's like whatever.
They just had more overhaul. That's all it was. And they had less young guys. Right? Like at each point they had one young guy. Like the first one was Tony, and then it was Manu, and then it was Kawhi. They've never had 2 to 3 young guys, and they've never once went into a season without having 4 to 5 new role players and rotation players.
Yeah.
And also like they won 5 rings
too.
over. They won 5 rings over 17 years, 18 years,
something like that.
So the Warriors got 10 years to get one more.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it and I'm like, damn. I feel like Popovich with this Warriors team probably doesn't make a crazy difference, but they might get 1 to 2 more. I mean, not that Kerr's bad. He just.
Who's to say they won't though? Like, you don't think the Spurs went through? You don't think the Spurs went through similar trials and tribulations? Like, you think every year, every game, Tim Duncan went out there every year. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, they gave the same amount of like fucks as they did in 20. What was that 13, 14? Excuse me.
No, I honestly think Klay. I honestly think Klay is the biggest issue. Like, if you get Klay off the team for something good, I think you're fine.
I think Klay
you're fine.
Out of there.
Like dead ass.
I just think you need other stuff. You just need other stuff that give a fuck. That, you know what I mean? You don't need to get rid of Klay. You don't need to get rid of Draymond. If you do, that's great. Like, I think they could go a multitude of different ways. But like, I think if you're able to bring in 5 to 6 new rotational players, then I think you're golden. Like, I mean, speaking of if you want to discuss, like, compare them to the Spurs, right? That OKC Spurs series from 2012, Tony Parker stunk up the joint.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook feasted.
Yeah, I'll say the Thunder really went off, like went crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy on him.
That Thunder shit.
Fast forward 2 years later, the Spurs won a championship, and the Thunder were 2 years away from breaking up. So it's like, it ain't necessarily like, oh, let's get rid of Tony. They went out and they got other dudes that took the pressure off Tony and allowed Tony to just play his game.
That Thunder shit gotta be one of the most disappointing fucking teams ever. But we'll talk about that another day.
They was just young as hell, bro. They got jumped.
Yeah, it is.
But all right, so this game's going on right now. The Nuggets are currently busting the Suns' ass. But honestly, we ain't even got to talk about the series. We really only just got to talk about 3 individuals because what we seeing from Jokic and Book specifically right now is genuinely nuts. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen the shit that like JJ Redick's been saying about the ethical buckets. How bro's shooting like 71% true shooting percentage or some shit like that. It's genuinely insane. Like, the efficiency is it's the most efficient scoring I've ever seen in the playoffs.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel like he's hooping, he doing his due diligence. I do not give a damn for some reason, bro. I still don't give a fuck.
But see, that's also
it's because they're gonna lose.
Yeah,
like, that's why he don't care. It's because they're gonna lose. Like, at the end of the day, right? Like, he's phenomenal. Are we gonna remember he did this 5 years from now? No.
I also do think that speaks to like how much easier having KD on your team makes offense for you. Because like they didn't double him until the 4th quarter in game 4. And obviously he didn't score in the 4th, but it doesn't matter because when you double him, he's just going to give that bitch to KD. Like, and if you double him in the first 3 quarters, you can't because he's just going to give that bitch to KD. Like, I don't know. They have no depth and they can't play.
How many did he score? How many did he score in game 4?
36, 40? But he had 0 in the fourth quarter.
So he had 12 in the non-KD minutes in the third quarter, just for what it's worth.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when it came down to it, like, they tried to double him, and it didn't matter because KD and Landry Shamet put the game out, which is crazy to say that Landry Shamet put a game out. But
I mean, Devin Booker's been phenomenal. He's been perfect, and they won 2 games by single digits. Yeah, that's why no one cares. That's why
that's true. It is crazy to have 2 scorers. I mean, I guess you could say KD and Kyrie were similar, but Devin Booker doesn't have the off-court issues. To see 2 scorers like that, and then to see Jokic sitting there, like, not giving a fuck and just matching it, and it's just like, bro, to me, this man Jokic, I don't even know, bro. Like, he's taken even another leap that I didn't know he had in him. Like,
it is good.
This is some nutty shit.
Yeah. I feel like booking KD, like everybody like going crazy over them, because like I feel like for whatever reason everybody loves like performances like when you lose. Like a phenomenal losing performance is like incredibly impressive to people for some reason. Like, but this don't got shit on what Bron and Kyrie did in 16. Like it's not even close. Like what Kyrie did alone is better than what Book and KD are doing. And it was against like a superior opponent on a bigger stage of magnitude. And I mean, the Suns are about to get stalled out by 20 in game 5. So it's like, what does it really matter?
Yeah. I mean, I do got to give the Nuggets ups though, because they just look way better than I thought they would. Like, they were
maybe
obviously
shit, my bad. I'll say maybe there's some hating
the best
shit.
regular season team, but I mean, they surprised me to say the least.
I guess I'm about to drop my first hating shit. But with Embiid doing it's more impressive to me.
Than Book?
Then Jokic for me right now.
Oh.
Bro's knee is gone. Bro's knee is gone, bro. And coming out here, still moving defensively, still cooking, doing what he got to do. Like, I mean, shit. If you was to sit here and JK, if you would sit here to tell me that the Nuggets, you know what I'm saying, would be tied to 2, cool, I wouldn't believe you. But to tell me the Sixers are up right now, 3-2, and he not even healthy, I wouldn't even believe.
Tonight has been the healthiest. Tonight has definitely been the healthiest he's looked. He's still probably only 80%, 75%.
He took less.
Yeah, probably not even.
They said it would take a month for Brother Hill.
Bro, I don't think he'll ever be over 70%. And ultimately, like, you know, maybe it doesn't happen in the next 2 games, next series, whatever. There's gonna become a moment where they need him to move laterally, and he can't. He's just not gonna be able to do it.
The one that I don't know. I guess it was just like maybe an adrenaline thing, but the game was already over. But when Jalen got that steal and had a lay, and Embiid came out of fucking nowhere, full speed, and got his 5th block of the night.
That was north and south, though.
That shit. Oh, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, the explosiveness. Like, what makes him so hard, though, just from watching it, is like, bro, he's so smart because he's got the mid-range. If you try to use active hands on him, he does the rip-through shit, and he gets the call. And if you don't put your hands up, he's got to be shooting that bitch at like a 70% clip, I swear. And then, like, the jump shot is just it's hard as hell to guard, bro. Like, when he's hitting that bitch, it's impossible to guard him. Like, when he hits his first 3 mid-ranges, I immediately am thinking to myself, like, oh yeah, we're cooked. Because then you start biting Then you start biting on the pump fake, and he's getting to the free throw line. If you don't bite on the pump fake, he's shooting that bitch and hitting it. But I mean, let's you know.
I mean, I guess so. I think, I mean, obviously, it's not like this is fucking breaking news, but like, I think one of Embiid, Jokic, or AD wins a championship this year, right? Like, kind of like the way it's looking, it's gonna go. Unless Jimmy goes crazy. I mean, who knows? You never know.
That seems unlikely,
but you never. Bro. It would be nuts. It seems unlikely, but it's like, I mean, how many of those dudes are better all time than KD if they win a title this year? At least one.
AD.
I think Jokic and
At
AD
least
both
Jokic.
would. I think Jokic and
Yeah.
AD both would. I don't think Embiid would be, but I think it'd be close.
Yeah, that's my
If
issue.
Embiid wins one more MVP, then
that's my issue with KD and his whole career and his whole persona and everything about KD. And I mean, he probably fits in perfectly with the Suns and their whole DNA with this shit. But it's like, I don't know how you can look at KD's career and be like, yo, this dude didn't fail. Like it's a complete failure. It's completely
still top
underwhelming.
15.
he is a complete failure because he's like literally the craziest basketball talent we've ever seen, probably in terms of the size
Him
and
or
skill
Kyrie,
combination. Yeah. Like
him or Kyrie.
Kyrie from a guard perspective. From a guard perspective, Kyrie's fucking insane. With
no,
you know what I'm saying?
It's different. They're both
Yeah,
special for
nasty.
different.
But
They're both special for different reasons.
My thing with Kyrie, and you know, maybe. I mean, I rewatched Game 7 of the 16 finals like 2 days ago, maybe yesterday, one of those 2 days. Bro, I mean, I don't really care who wins Finals MVP. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't see how you can watch that series and think he wasn't Finals MVP. Like, they went scored.
I can.
So, I mean, I know how you can.
I can.
Right? It's LeBron James.
You know what I'm saying?
It's LeBron James.
But bro led in every stat.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest. AD is going to be the best player on the Lakers this year. If the Lakers win the championship, I think LeBron James should get Finals MVP because it's LeBron James. I'm not saying I'm not surprised Kyrie didn't get it. I just put 5 minutes to go in the game. It's 86-86. Neither team scores until Kyrie's 3. Kyrie also didn't touch the ball for those 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's little things like that with the game within the game that I felt like maybe I don't look at Kyrie's career the way I look at KD's because the game within the game, Kyrie's always been there. You know what I mean? There's no moment across he has two. Yeah, KD has 2 rings. There's no moment across those 2 rings where I'm like, maybe KD is the best player on the court, but the game within the game was Steph and Bron. They were the ones where Cavs go on a run, Steph hits you with the 7-0. Warriors go on a run, Bron's gonna hit you with the 7-0. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that KO punch.
I got a hot take, I guess, right here, baby. Only haters exclusive code name Dave's Pierre. You already know what the business is with me. Kyrie don't get hurt. I think the Nets probably win the 2021 NBA Finals though, for sure. Because KD really about put the Bucks out. KD about put the Bucks out by himself. All he needed was Kyrie beside him, and I think they go and fold the Suns realistically.
Yeah, maybe.
So, I mean, it's all hypotheticals.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? It's all hypotheticals. But
but P though, here's my thing. He had to win 1 game, and then Kyrie was. It's not like Kyrie was out for the playoffs. It's you got 2 chances to win 1 game, and then your dude will be back, and he didn't do that. And Bron's won a multitude of playoff series without dudes, right? 2015, there was no love.
No love or Reed. No Reed in the finals.
No love or Reed. When KD was on the Warriors, we were 4 games over 500 in games Steph didn't play in across that 3-year span. And when KD didn't play, we were still the best team in the league, obviously, right? That's some of that scheme. Don't get me wrong. There's way more that goes into that than just the 2 players. But what I'm saying is if you told me Bron or Steph's on that Nets team and Kyrie goes down and you tell Bron or Steph, yo, you just got to go win a game with Harden and then you get your other dude back, I feel like they would go get that shit done. And that's why this dude, we're talking about hypotheticals with this dude instead of a championship.
Yeah. I mean, it's
maybe not 4 games over 500. I think that's 4 games over 500 in 1 season. It might be 10 or 11 games over 500.
Hey, at the end of the day, though, I don't know what's going to happen in Game 7, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all right now, you can book this. The Celtics will win Game 6 in Philly, and then they'll probably lose Game 7. But, bro, this team...
You might as well lose Game 6 then.
This team operates this they were in the same position last year against the Bucks, down 3-2, go to Milwaukee. And
no Middleton though.
But
shit, Giannis put on.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about hypotheticals, right? I think if Middleton doesn't get hurt, the Bucks won the championship last year. It's you know what I mean? But again, Giannis, all he had to do was win one game because Middleton would have played eventually, I think.
Yeah, because I
know.
don't think he played in the first round. I don't think he played in the second round. I'm pretty sure they said if they won that series, because there was a threat he was going to come back for Game 7. He almost came back for Game 7, but he couldn't.
That's right. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I mean, we could sit here and be like, yo, Giannis would have won that. I mean, we can go back to 15-16. Cavs should have won 15, Warriors should have won 16. Like, I mean, the hypotheticals could go on for days. At the end of the day, like, bro just had to win one game.
It's the thing that pisses me off. I'll go on my Celtics rant, but the thing that pisses me off the most about this team is like, they're literally like, I don't know how else to explain this. And like, obviously, I'm not comparing them to the Warriors in the sense of success because they're nowhere close to that. But in terms of the mentality, I just watch them sometimes and I'm like, they don't give a shit unless they have their back against the wall. Like, that shit is so annoying. And they played the team that's better than them at that in the finals last year, which was the Warriors, and that's why they fucking lost. But bro, I'm telling you, like, down 3-2, must-win game, they'll come out in Game 6 and they'll win. And that's just like, it's annoying.
What's unfortunate about that is they don't deserve to have that mentality.
Exactly.
That's the unfortunate part.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's what pisses me off so much about it is you can't have that mentality unless you got a couple of these.
You can't compare. They're not the Warriors, they're the Clippers.
Damn. Not the Clippers.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what it is. That's what it is. They've given themselves like they've decided in their own heads that they're champions and they can do like they can fuck around, they can do blah blah blah.
No cap, because the Clippers was talking hot shit at that press conference. We the new team, we the Kings of LA, all this. Sorry, buddy. No banners.
No, Clippers, Grizzlies, Celtics, like kind of like one in the same.
All in the same pool.
If that's the mentality they have.
See,
I'll give them a little bit more credit
for the Celtics
because they have
a little
bit more.
Well, yeah, see, that's my thing. Is like for the Celtics,
I just mean like mentality. Can't compare it to the Warriors. Like the not giving a shit is more comparable to the Clippers than it is like the Warriors. Because the Warriors was developed, right?
Well, no, see, that's
like you can't say the 15-16 Warriors didn't give a shit. That team, like that 16 team, gave too much of shits because they shouldn't have won 73 games.
That's what I'm getting at though. Is like that's why I said like obviously it's different because the Warriors deserve to have that mentality. That's the difference. Is like the Celtics have that mentality without winning a championship, whereas you just like said it perfectly. The Warriors develop that mentality through winning titles, and it's like they can't get that through their head. Like it. And also, let's just be completely honest, and you can't put all the blame on this because, like, Tatum deserves a lot of the blame, but this man, Joe Mazzulla, definitely the worst coach in the playoffs, and it's not even close. And I know Deion hates that man too, but
I just think coaching, role players, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm never gonna sit up here. Like, I think Kerr stinks. I'm never gonna sit up here and be like, "Yo, Kerr cost us that series. Poole's costing us this series." At the end of the day, it's like, you got your dudes. You're gonna live and die with your dudes, and right now the Celtics are dying with their dudes. Like a slow one.
It's just the simple shit that like at least Kerr like tries adjustments. Like Mazzulla made the adjustments in games 2 and 3. They worked, and then he hasn't switched the adjustments since. And I'm sitting here watching Embiid have fucking shooting practice. Like
I mean, Kerr don't really make adjustments. They ran 24 pick and rolls in the first half yesterday, averaging 1.4 points per pick and roll. They ran 6 in the second half.
I will say though, with the one game with the Warriors,
but the one game they won was when he made the adjustment to strictly put Draymond on AD too, though.
It's pick and roll to death. Like it just is what it is. Pick and roll to death.
I will give. That's the only way the Warriors that shit. Braun started hunting though. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of makes it hard to run that pick and roll. Because I mean, bro, honestly, they all hunted Steph eventually. Let's say Braun started hunting Steph, Braun started hunting Clay, and Lonnie started attacking Steph, and I mean, it got ugly, bro. Like
I felt like they just hit tough shots too, man.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing very hard on one end and you got to come back on the other end and do that shit, you know what I'm saying? So,
but
very tough.
I agree, but a pick and roll is a less. Not that it matters. We're talking about the Celtics. I'm just saying, like a pick and roll is less stamina. Like,
enduring.
It's easier to run than our offense.
My problem with the Warriors was I know we're talking about the Celtics shit. The ball should be in Steph's hands at all times.
Well,
To me.
that's what I'm getting at. When we're
Okay.
running pick and roll, Steph has the ball.
Correct.
Kerr chooses not to do that. So,
Yes.
like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend he makes adjustments. I also don't give a shit. It's not his fault. But at the end of the day, Kerr can tell Steph to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. If Steph say no,
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
ain't nobody can tell him no. Ain't nobody can tell Tatum no. Ain't nobody can tell JB no. If you want the ball, go get the fucking ball and tell everybody else to get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, and see,
That's simple.
But see, that was my thing though. With like, obviously, the Tatum disrespect for not taking the shot in overtime warranted. But in this game, he started 0 for 5 and finished the game like 11 for 21 with like 34 points. Like he tried.
Game 5?
No, in this game tonight, yeah.
He started for 24. He was 9 for 24 at one point.
He started. Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying he started 0 for 5. He finished 11 for 27. So like he ended up turning up the intensity where it was like, but this is the thing. This is why I can't blame Joe. First off, 25 of 34 from the free throw line is fucking abominable. That's just terrible. Jaylen Brown shot 3 of 8 from the stripe. Like, that's terrible. And then on top of that, the actual 8-man rotation, it's skewed because the freaking bench came in and scored some. Shot 27% from 3, and they missed hella wide open looks. Like, the defense was bad, but it also comes down to just shitty offensive execution. I mean, you're getting open looks, you're getting to the free throw line, and you're not hitting. Not going to blame the coach for that. That's just shitty execution and shitty mindset. Like, it's.
I also think like Tatum started 0 for 5. He finished 11 for 27 for 36 points. But like, you know, I was watching the Knicks Heat, and I'm like, and I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, when this game's close, you don't know RJ Barrett's out there. And then the Knicks will go down 15, and all of a sudden RJ Barrett goes on a personal 10-0. And Tatum has a little bit of that to him, where it's like, damn, we're down 17. The other team kind of loosens up a bit, and boom, he just hits you for like 15 in a row. And you kind of saw that tonight. Not to take anything away from his 36 points, but I'm just like, again, KD versus Kyrie, right? Like, the game within the game, like, KD might not be the one to stop that run. Tatum might not be that guy either. But every time a team goes on a run, Kyrie's a killer in that way. And I don't know. Little
see, now I get what you're saying in a way. And I think tonight it just ultimately came down to, typically Tatum will score some if they go on a run, but then you usually get a Horford 3 in there, a White 3 in there, a Brogdon 3 in there or something. And that just wasn't the case tonight. But at the end of the day, like, my team was down 3-2 last year. I'm not going to be a fake fan. Call it quits. Fuck it. Celtics in 7, riding the motherfucking wave. And then I got to fucking, they lose. Obviously, it's time to blow that shit up. Let's just call it what it is. If they lose,
they should have been doing some shit though. Like, they go into every season with the same fucking team.
Yeah, bro, I mean, to be fair though, this year, like, I understood it a little bit because they did pick up Brogdon.
No, that final should have told you everything.
Where they really should have done something. You was 2 games away.
Yeah, but in their mind, they were like, "Oh, we were 2 games away, so they go and get Brogdon, and he's helped." But
that's the difference. That's what said.
But what's the move? Right? Like, what's the move? What would the move have been? That was actually MLE, available.
Minimums, etc. Like KCP.
Well, to be fair, Danilo was supposed to be a part of the move, and then he got fucking tore his ACL. Which, not saying he's great, but like,
Danilo's not that good either. Like, there's a lot of dudes like out there. Like, why isn't Jeff Green on this team? I asked the same thing about the Warriors, right? Like, why isn't Jeff Green on the Warriors? Why isn't Bruce Brown on the Warriors? Like, I watch this Nuggets team. I look at the Clippers. Like, how did these teams get 1 million wings and the Warriors got 2? They were complacent. They didn't give a shit. It's a bad mindset to have. You win 4 rings in 8 years, you can get away with it. What is this Celtics team like? Why?
Rob Pelinka got bullied into getting a good team.
Yeah,
he literally got bullied by the internet until he put together a good team. So,
and Bob, the same thing. Bob's about to do the same thing this offseason if he's even the GM. But it's like, this is the one time, like, Cavs lose in the finals, and Bron, it didn't work, but they brought in 7 new dudes, including the Isaiah Thomas trade, right? Like, Warriors lost in the finals. You can say, like, yeah, we brought in KD, but KD, we was gonna bring in like 5 new dudes. That's the difference. It's like the Celtics were willing to hang the banner. Oh, we made the finals. That shit was fun. It's just two different mindsets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I think it literally just came down to they thought they could do it with just adding Brogdon, which I mean, that's probably complacent, but I think that's ultimately what it came down to is they were like, oh, the problem in the finals last year was point guard play, turnovers. Obviously, Tatum was an issue too, but you're not going to trade Tatum. So they were like, we'll bring in a guy who doesn't turn it over and is an efficient scorer. And it's like, I'm not counting them
But I
out
mean, if
yet,
you looked
but
at to me though, like if you watch that finals from last year, they weren't just one guy away. That's what I'm getting at. Like they weren't just one guy away from winning that shit. So like, Brogdon was nice as fuck, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done more. You know what I'm saying?
oh, they definitely could have. I'm just saying.
It's also like they had clear mental issues last year, right? And sometimes when you bring in 4 to 5 new role players, it's not that these dudes are more talented than the other guy. Like, do I actually believe we're going to trade Jordan Poole for a more talented individual? Absolutely not. But sometimes it's up here.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to change, man.
You need to change. And
start.
the issues that they had in the finals were not just on the court. Nothing in this sport is just on the court. And they solved none of the off the court issues. I mean, in a way, they made it worse with Missoula, like with the whole Udoka Missoula thing, which that's not their fault. You know what I mean? Maybe it is. I don't know when they knew Udoka was doing that, obviously, but like what we know, not their fault. And they solved none of the mental issues, and you're seeing it play out again. Like they don't have that dog in them, and they have no reason to not have the dog in them to where you can sit back and be like, you know what? Next year we might have that dog. Like this core doesn't have that dog in them. Like they need a new core.
Yeah. I just don't know. Like I can't decide do you move the whole core and give Brown, assuming he makes the All NBA team, the money and try to build around a new core around Tatum or Brown, or do you split them? And
you keep Tatum and Brown and you bring in a whole bunch of new dudes.
Yeah, that's your foundation right there.
Like, do you like Bron doesn't switch teams because like he necessarily feels like he can't win with that team. You know what I mean? Like maybe the original Cavs team, he was like, yo, this GM ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Bron didn't leave Pat Riley because he didn't think Pat Riley could put a championship team around him. Bron leaves because he needs a new challenge. It's up here, right? And so like they won the championship in the bubble and then had 8 new dudes on the team. Then they lost that, another 8 dudes. And now they have 9 new dudes from last year. And the only 2 remaining dudes on the team from the bubble are AD and Bron. And that's just all up here. That's just all up here.
Yeah. I mean, it's freaking, I think the 3 that I'd keep would be Tatum, Brown, and I do think you probably keep Brogdon and then you just get rid of everyone else. Because, like, Al is old. Like, he's done. Robert Williams is either injured or it looks like he is on – it looks like he has CTE in the playoffs. And then Derek White is either giving you 20 or like 5. Marcus Smart, I don't even know what the fuck Marcus Smart be on sometimes, but
Marcus
he's just not that good. He's
not Marcus Smart be on some nut shit sometimes, bro.
He's not that good of a basketball player.
And then
I always give him credit for developing a jump shot though, a little bit.
But he will never. I'm not gonna say never. Barring playing with a top 5 to 10 player of all time, he's never gonna start on a championship team. He doesn't have enough skill sets. He makes the game way too hard on Tatum.
See, that's the thing. If he would just do the simple shit, like do what he does on the defensive end and just shoot, he's fine. Like the playmaking's fine. He makes some good passes, but he just be trying to do too damn much. Like almost every time he touches the ball. Like, I don't know. That shit's a disease. But I mean, look.
He's also like he's got a ton of Dylan Brooks to him too. Like he's got
set better.
You know, obviously more talented, but I'm talking about mentally, right? Like the 3 main guys in the league that you'd probably lump together are DB, Smart, and Draymond. And like if you're comparing the 3, like he has a lot more DB in him than he does Draymond. And it's like if the main thing you're gonna bring to the table is that quote unquote dog, like you better actually have that shit.
See, and that
better actually have
I honestly think that's part of the issue is I actually think Smart does have it, and part of the reason he does the dumb shit he does sometimes is because nobody else on the team does, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself," and that's where he does the dumb shit. Like, oh,
I just think I don't know. This series, I feel like PJ Tucker's gotten to him too much, and I mean, I've watched Draymond and PJ Tucker play a bunch of 7-game series against each other, and PJ Tucker ain't getting to Draymond Green, man. Who the fuck is PJ Tucker?
But
I give PJ Tucker credit though. He is like some fire under them and being Harden though. Like he innate like,
but he shouldn't be bothering your other team. like PJ Tucker, one of them dudes where it's like, yeah, Udonis Haslem, be the emotional leader of your team. Udonis Haslem, talk to me, brother. Who are you?
Yeah. I mean, look, I still think just from what I've seen with this team, they bullshit, and then when they need to not bullshit, they won't. So I do think they'll win Game 6. Who really knows? Honestly, I'm almost in the same boat as what Deion said about the Warriors. Like, just fucking lose on Thursday so you actually do some shit. Like, because if they do win this series and then they beat the Heat and get back to the finals, we're gonna be doing the same shit next year. So it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of to the point where it's like, give me some new scenery, bro.
I mean, I don't. If that's really Brad Stevens' mindset, then like, I think ownership should fire. Because like, I don't think, I think if the 2015 Warriors lost in the finals, I don't think we run that team back. You know what I mean? Like, and if that was the case, we would have re-signed Harrison Barnes before the 16th season ever started, right? Like, you know what I mean? So, obviously every team, every organization is different. Everybody has different goals, but like, I don't find Boston, and maybe they are. What y'all got, like 2 titles since the 80s? 3? So maybe I'm the one that's wrong, but like, I don't find Boston to be one of them teams like Indiana or Utah or the Knicks or even the Nets where it's like, we're just happy to be here. Like, if we can sneak one every once in a while, like that's enough.
Yeah, see, that's what bothers me is like they act like it's not enough. And the fan base is like, no, we want titles, but I don't know. It's if you lose this year and it isn't a wake up call, then I just genuinely don't know what is. Like, I just genuinely don't like.
I don't see why I had to take this year for that shit to be a wake up call.
I mean,
we're like, what the fuck?
When's the first time y'all made the conference finals like this? 2017, 2018?
We've literally been to the last 5, which is crazy.
Like, look, I give you a pass, right? I give you a pass. Cool. You got hit with Braun in 17. You know what I'm saying? You got hit with Braun in 18. You know what I'm saying? You've been battling it out with Giannis for a little bit, but at that point,
Kawhi too.
Yeah, like you got hit with Kawhi in 19. But granted, Kawhi squeaked by the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's really no excuse, dog. Last year should have been the wake up call. You made it through. You got there.
Yeah. The only one of those that all right. So like 16. They didn't get complacent. They traded for Kyrie. They signed Gordon Hayward. And then 17, they lost because Gordon Hayward and Kyrie got hurt. But where's that energy now? Like, where's that energy now? Like, they at least tried to make the moves then. Shit just didn't work out. Like, injuries happened. And then the next year, Kyrie was like, fuck it. Let's lose to the Bucks. And decided to just throw the damn series.
I mean, shouldn't AD be on this team?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
probably so. And they didn't make the move because they were scared he wasn't going to re-sign, but like, who cares, bro? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you had the energy the first 2 years, and now it's like you've gotten comfortable. I understand Tatum and Brown are young, and they're both really good, but like, bro, we got to figure something out. Like,
wait, ain't Tatum like 26 now?
25.
They ain't. I want to say they're that young or that good. Personally.
No, I'm saying young in terms of like your 2 core stars.
No,
like,
I get what you're trying to say. I'm just saying, like, that mindset, like, I just don't agree with. Not because, like, I'm not saying anything you said is wrong. I'm just saying, like, if they're sitting up there like, yo, we got these 2 dudes, like, it's like,
My issue with it is
In
sure
my
they
head,
might
it's
be.
like, bro, we been had these dudes.
That's
Didn't have
this
them.
is my
Like,
thing.
Hey, Wemby about to be in the league.
They young.
Everybody got about 12 months to figure it out. Like,
They young on birth certificates, but that's the problem. Is like they shouldn't be young up here because they literally have played in so many fucking playoff series. Like they show me all these graphics all the time about they've played in so and so playoff games. That's more than like everybody at that age. But bro, at the end of the day, if they played in that many playoff games and they've had that much experience, why the fuck can they not get it done? Like,
Because honestly, bro, mentally they not fucking there. Then,
but see, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I just don't get.
I don't know if we've spoken about this. Have we spoken about this on here? But like, I might have said this on Break the Bank. I think it was Break the Bank.
Hey, shout out Break the Bank. Ooh,
I think
the number one
DNA,
show.
Shout out my dog
DNA
Lurk, man.
is not something you build. You either have it or you don't.
Which
You
kind of
don't build
sucks,
that.
bro. Kind of sucks, bro. Kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Like I don't think I've never seen anyone where I've sat here and been like, yo, like they just don't get it, and then all of a sudden they got it.
Which,
You know what I mean? If you don't got it, you don't got it.
the Celtics confused me a little bit though, because if you watch Jaylen Brown in the finals last year, you would think, oh, this motherfucker, oh, he want to win this shit, all this, that, and the other. Flip this year. Now you taking 2 shots or 3 shots in the second half.
bro. I don't care about like
I don't understand.
that's the shit that has me
have you
hot.
seen what JB? Have you seen what JB's been wearing to every post game press conference?
All right, well, see now, I don't see you went to all. I don't know.
Everybody goes deeper into certain things. Like, but you can like when I say the Warriors don't care, yes, it's a lot of it's on the court, but like I see it off the court too, right? Like you got Kuminga articles coming out talking about, bro, it's tough. The sun don't always rise. Like I don't even know what the fuck that means. But
Yeah,
JB's been in different Atlanta stuff every post game.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I understand you from Atlanta.
See,
but
what
I
makes
also understand your contract up in a year.
What upsets me about that so much is like, bro, that ain't the system, bro. I promise you, Jalen, if you come get the rock, you gonna get that bitch. When you taking 3 shots in the second half of a game, that's because you didn't demand the rock. Like it's like I promise you, Joe ain't here scheming like, oh, let's not give Jalen the ball for the entire second half. That shit pisses me off. It almost feels to me like, notice how he's always great in first quarters, right? He always has these 10, 12, 14-point first quarters. And then it seems to me like as soon as the defense adjusts or either switches the matchup or throws different looks at him, he can't figure it out. And he's chalked the rest of the game. That's what it feels like to me because that's why he's scared to go get the rock. Like when you go, I think he went 1 for 5 down the stretch from the free throw line. Granted, the game was over, but going 1 for 5 down the stretch from the free throw line when you're an 80+% shooter is mental. Like,
I'm gonna be honest though, like all that's cool offensively. Yeah, y'all are struggling, I guess. But how do you go from a top 2 team defensively to not being able to play defense at all?
It doesn't make any sense.
Like,
but see,
I
the thing is,
the regular, it's cool though.
But even last year, they were like hands down the number 1 defense in the playoffs. Granted, they obviously lost to the Warriors, but like that's what I don't get is you did keep the same personnel, and yet you went from the best defense in the playoffs last year to like. You were 16th or something like that in the first round, and now you're probably like 6th or 7th out of 8 teams. It just doesn't make sense. And that's why I know it's all mental because you've clearly proven that you can play defense. So,
but I mean, Al Horford and Draymond told you why y'all lost the final. They ain't have nothing to do with like anything on the court.
No, but that's what I'm saying is I just don't get why was the defense still good in the playoffs last year and this year it's like, oh yeah, we don't really care.
Because they didn't experience anything like they experienced after being up 2-1. Like that changes everything. And when you're already a soft team, as like Al Horford and Draymond like explained, and then you go through something like that like, I mean, it's weird to sit up here and be like, yo, like losing in the finals is traumatic because it's like, damn, you got the greatest life in the world. In theory, it's like losing the finals in 6 games is something I know the 3 of us would trade our places for, right? And so would probably 99% of the world, right? But like when you go through a traumatic experience like that, it changes you. And now you think before you act.
The ultimate thing that it comes down to is when you lose in the finals like that, there's only 1 of 2 ways you go. The way you're talking about, which is like it traumatizes you and now you're fucked in the head. Or if you're really some dogs, it's like, bet we got the experience now. we're going to come back. We're going to be mentally tough. We're going to be prepared. And unfortunately, that's not the mindset that they decided to go with.
But how many? Okay, so my question: how many people have done that? Is my question. Like, how many people have lost their first finals and then like came back and won?
No, see, that's what I'm saying though. Is like that's the
Not many people do
few.
that.
That's the few where it's like that's what you hope your team's going to do, but they.
But like to bank on your team pulling off like a 1% outcome, like you know what I mean? Like, top of my head, Kobe didn't lose his first. So Bron 20.
Well, I mean, because Bron lost his first two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bron lost
2007. But I guess I'll count 2011 as his first major
I would
loss because
say
it was ass.
Dirk as well. They lost to the Heat in his first finals.
So Bron and Dirk would be the only one.
I'm sure there's some like in the 70s
that's just not
and
the
80s.
company I'd want. That's just asking a lot. I feel like.
Yeah,
Bron,
I mean,
Dirk, Kobe didn't lose his first one. Who else, bro?
Hey, bro.
And technically,
Dwight Howard.
Technically, you could say the main reason Bron lost in 11 is probably the trauma from 07, getting swept like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he played like he was seeing ghosts. To be honest, like that was a really out of character performance.
That was some shitty shit, boy.
Yeah,
and I mean, you
could.
I mean, I'm the one that threw it out there, so he does count for it. But like, you could probably point to some of that 07 still being with him.
Well, see, now what's crazy is about 07 is he played fucking phenomenal and great and lost. And then in 11, he really did just fucking shit the bed, bro.
From
mentally though,
from a player perspective, he's not thinking about his positives. You know what I mean? Like when he thinks about that 07 series, he probably thinks about plays within each game that he feels like cost him the game. Even though to us, it's like, bro, you were going to get swept by Spurs regardless.
Yeah.
Team kind of stuff.
Well, ultimately, I still say fuck it. I'll say Celtics in 7. Probably not going to happen, but fuck it. I don't even really want to talk about Heat Knicks, to be honest. The Heat, they just got that. They got the Knicks in a chokehold. That's just all there is to it. And I really just don't think the Knicks were ready. But
the Knicks,
yeah, that's that series.
Talked about it last week,
bro. I'm not going to talk about a team that plays Cody Zeller meaningful minutes.
Do y'all think like if Philly gets it done Thursday, they basically got 20 days off until the finals?
Yeah.
Do you think that matters? Do you think that makes a difference?
I see. I say that, but like, bro, I feel like Jimmy might like turn up playing the Sixers, bro, because of what happened.
He might.
He might, but I don't think it fucking matters.
Yeah,
they got Gabe Vincent running around fucking doing some
Haywood Highsmith.
They got so many dudes they can throw at Jimmy. It's like
they do.
Tobias is a really good defender.
PJ is annoying as hell.
Yeah, PJ's a hell of a defender. If you're gonna run pick and roll to get Embiid switched on you, like Embiid can guard guards a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like they got so many bodies for him.
They do. I mean, look, this is what it ultimately comes down to for the Sixers. If we're gonna be getting this version of Harden, they will win a title. If he folds,
I still really like the Nuggets.
Like, he's just. I mean,
I also don't think. Yeah, I think Nuggets Lakers. Like
I mean, I don't think like he's gonna keep doing it. I'm just saying like this is the Harden they need if they do want to win a title. Is what I'm getting at. Like,
it's just, bro. I just don't think Harden punking niggas like he punking the Celtics.
Yeah,
he punking y'all, bro.
That's the stuff Harden's doing is like
what the fuck?
I'm watching this shit. I'm like, bro. This ain't the dude I watched play Steph for 5 straight years.
That's like, crazy. Don't even do that, bro.
Mentally.
He was finna beat Steph if Chris Paul didn't get hurt.
What was that, 19?
Like,
18.
With KD.
Was it 18?
Was that 18 or 19?
It was either the first or second KD year.
I think it was, it was 18 because Bron
KD didn't play in the playoffs 17 or 19. So.
Yeah, Bron's still in Cleveland when Harden almost got that done. Because everybody was talking everybody was saying hypothetically Houston would have beat Cleveland in the finals. That's what they were saying.
Yeah, the Warriors are 0-17,000 in hypothetical games, so we can just 0-17,001. Congrats to CP3 on his ring. But I've never seen Harden just take the soul out of a team like this before. He's normally the one that just quits. Like, I've never seen this.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he was hooping against the Warriors, though. Like, we can't play like he wasn't.
But he was in his prime, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, he was in his prime.
It was a decade ago, and we played them 5 times, and you just mentioned one time where he had a chance to beat Steph.
And you also
one series.
Hey.
Like one series against Steph.
Hey, if y'all watching this, y'all just go to Twitter and type in NBA refs, Warriors versus Rockets 2018. That shit was egregious. Nasty work.
I mean,
and then they got the audacity.
That game was crazy. That game was.
Let me update our record.
Let me update
our record. 0-17,002 in hypothetical games now.
Hey, all I'm saying is if that shit happened to the Warriors, we'd be seeing that tape all over Twitter. We'd be seeing that tape all over Twitter.
Hey, be honest. Hey, Deion, be honest though. Be honest.
Y'all was hacking that man.
To me. Hey, don't cap to me, Deion. That was a crazy.
It was disgusting. It was disgusting, bro. He got fouled on 7 3-pointers, and they didn't call a single one of them.
I mean, you can go down 16, 17, 18, 19, 15 this year. Steph gets fouled every time he's off the ball.
Bro.
You're not going to.
They always allow off the ball contact, though. They've always allowed off the ball contact.
It's different. It's different. Well, look at Steph after a game. He looks like he just went 12 rounds with Devin Haney.
Haney and 6.
Hey, yeah, no, he wouldn't last 12. But in the 16 finals, you can go on Twitter and find a 7-minute clip of Steph getting held off ball, and then it's followed by pictures of this dude.
I'll be honest though. I will say that though. Steph got his ass beat those Cavs series though. I'll say that.
Steph gets beat the fuck up every game. That's why he put on 20 pounds of muscle, because he's sick of getting beat up. So maybe Harden should have done the same thing.
It's just nasty work to have that in your favor for a lot of series and then complain about the ones that you don't get it in your favor. That's all I'm saying.
I haven't complained about the refs once this series.
No, I'm not saying you, but there's been a lot of Warriors fans on Twitter talking about some.
I don't think so. I think you're misunderstanding like the beef. I don't think Warriors fans care that the Lakers are shooting more free throws. It's one, everyone's reasoning it that the Lakers drive more than us. You can look the stats up.
Yeah, I get
we
that.
Have the same amount of drive. We have the same amount of drives per game. They don't drive more than us. And two, it ain't, bro. If Bron and AD, I watched Kyrie and Bron combine for 24 free throws in a quarter once. You think I give a fuck about some free throws? Like, I don't give a fuck about free throws. It's that Dennis Schroeder the one taking them. I don't know who this dude is to get this whistle. If Bron lived at the free throw line, so be it. He deserves it. We used to live in a world where you had to earn a call. And nowadays it's just like.
But unfortunately,
that's all it is.
It's just because they want the game to be offensive, to be honest. Like the whole, I don't know, bro. I just can't stand the Harden shit because you watch bro shooting
if they wanted the game to be offensive, then they wouldn't allow Steph to get beat up.
But
they do allow them moving screens, though.
They do. They allow moving screens on both sides.
Is it balances out? It's like you're gonna get fouled off ball. You see how these dudes fight for position in the post, bro? Centers be getting mauled before the ball even come to them 90% of the time.
I agree. You said it best. It always balances out, and then at the end of the day, the better team's gonna wind up winning.
I'm just saying fouls when you got the ball and you getting hit are a lot different. Like they're not gonna see everything off ball. They can't because they're trying to focus on the ball.
You're probably gonna see it more off ball because the ref's staring at you.
Especially when so fast paced. They trying to watch the motherfucking ball if they'll miss some shit.
Right, you again, and Peace probably watched it too. You can go watch the fucking 16 finals if you want to complain about referees and shit. There's a 7-minute video. The refs are staring at the whole shit. Like it's okay. Like it's okay. Like Harden gets a bad whistle in moments. Harden also gets a generational whistle in other moments.
He definitely did tonight on them 3-point attempts. Holy shit.
There's been plenty of series where I've seen Harden shoot 25 free throws only to lose. Sorry he didn't get to shoot free throws once in his life. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, Daryl Morey and all them was talking about congrats to the Warriors for the 5th straight season. We ain't never had to congratulate him for shit. Congrats on the lotto balls.
Back to the main point, JK. Harden is punking motherfuckers, and he not in his prime. And It's looking nuts out there. It's looking
Yeah,
bad.
Harden's just not the type of dude that should be punking you ever.
It's just Harden having his way, man. Harden's really having his way with any defender in front of him, which is crazy as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. If he's like cooking in the pick and roll, like whatever, because like that's what he does. But when I'm sitting here watching bro go 6 of 9 from 3, there comes a point where it's like, damn, he really just throwing up some shit. Like, and that's basketball. But I mean,
y'all allowing it though.
Yeah, that's his game. He shoots
like
a shitload of
the thing that pisses me off though is you watch bro shoot in warm-ups. He shoot here and he land here. As soon as he get in the game, and this is what they was supposed to be taking out. He shoot here and land here every time he shoot, and they give it to him 75% of the time.
So the fouls you're upset he didn't get in 2018, you want removed from the game?
Oh shit.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Nah.
No, because
you said he got fouled 7 times.
Because
you said he got fouled 7 times on threes.
But those were up top. They weren't down low. I'm talking the ones where, bro, I can send you the tweets, dog. I don't know what you want me to say. The same way you telling me to look up film, I can send
Harden
some
goes
your way.
here and lands here. Like,
yeah, but I'm talking about when he's drifting his legs. Of course, you're going to be in his landing area, bro. The fouls I'm talking about in the Warriors game, he was getting hit here, not in the legs.
How many times did he get fouled on threes? And I wasn't really paying attention.
Two times.
I saw Derek White got fouled on the 3. Respectfully, I don't care if Derek White gets fouled on 3. If I'm a ref, I'm never calling that. Like, respectfully, Derek White should never get that call.
Yeah.
Maybe that's so you think it's bad for the game that everybody don't get a whistle though? So you think it's bad for the game?
I think you should have to earn it. Like because everything is touch, and the faster basketball gets, right? Like you're making anticipation calls. Like I love first quarter, Tatum goes up for a layup, misses, they call it later. Reggie Miller freaks out. I love that because it's like you as a ref took the moment like, that's a 50-50 call. If he makes it, I'm going to let him play. If he misses, he gets the free throws, right? Like either way, the Celtics deserve the opportunity to score because it's like a close call that I don't really have an opinion on. We're giving 50-50 calls to, I mean, bro, who is Derek White? Like, who is that?
Hey, like, second team all defense. Like, chill on him.
Who is that? We can't be giving out like 50-50 calls to these guys. Another great example, Jonathan Kuminga shot more free throws than Steph Curry in this series.
So what you're saying is you only think the star players should get free throws?
I think only the star players should get benefit of the doubt.
So that's it.
I mean, I agree, but like
that's how shit went.
At the end of the day, like if you get fouled on 3, you get fouled on 3.
Even in the 15 like pre-COVID era, right? Like I just said, Kyrie and Bron shot 24 free throws in a quarter. Richard Jefferson ain't shoot one. You know what I mean? Nowadays it'd be like 8-8-8.
I also think that in a way, though, it's like, I mean, shit. Role players be getting fouled too. I get what you're saying about the Lakers, like they getting a little extra, but role players do get fouled. I mean, to say they don't get fouled is crazy.
My fault. Nah, I just think the game's evolved a little bit to where the players have mastered the ability to make fouls at the ass.
Which is why it should be times 10. We're not going to give these dudes the benefit of the doubt. Like it should be even more now. Like if we weren't giving them the benefit of the doubt when they were getting fouled, I'm definitely not going to give them the benefit of the doubt when they're flopping around like fish.
See, but the thing that don't make sense to me is they were supposed to put that rule in because of the shit that like Harden was doing. They put the rule in and not once have they stood by that shit. People still just flail when they go to the basket. So it's like, you got to commit to a side. Either be consistent and just fucking give everyone the flail calls or don't call shit. I just want to see consistency.
What is game 4? With that moving screen on Draymond where he didn't touch Schroeder and Schroeder just flew into the stands? Bron does that? Cool, man. Or better yet, the alley-oop to Bron that they called a foul.
Oh, that was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
But that's fine with me. That's LeBron James. LeBron missed a wide open layup. I would assume he got fouled too. I mean, that's a fair whistle. That's LeBron fucking James. Schroeder goes flying into the first row. I mean, who is Dennis Schroeder? Like, who is that? That's all I'm saying. Like, if we're gonna make anticipatory 50-50 touch calls, that shit better be for star players.
Yeah. I honestly think They could fix it two simple ways. One, take away the
There ain't no
rip
fixing
through
that
shit,
shit.
bro. Take away the rip through shit. That shit is terrible. I can't stand that
I
call.
mean,
Like
the rip through. I mean,
they
it
gotta
makes sense though.
suspend. You should suspend any coach or player that complains about calls. They got to take
Yeah.
away the fines. So I saw a stat. He not gonna like this one. So
Fuck it, we ball.
so on January 10th, GD Buzz and Palinka sent like some shit into the league complaining about calls, and Darvin Ham gets a massive fine for something he did. So some comments he made, I didn't listen to the comments. Bro, the Lakers are like plus 600 since that day in free throw differential.
Need it. Think smarter. Bozos.
Hey, the game's the game. I respect it. However, if I'm Adam Silver, I'm like, I would have seen that report and been like, oh yeah, nah, all y'all suspended.
See, that's what gets on my nerves though, is like, I agree with what you're saying in a way, because I'm not even gonna lie, bro. And I know P will agree with me on this. And I'm not saying this every drive, because sometimes he has the worst habit of expecting a foul and missing. But Tatum been getting a shitty whistle all playoffs besides tonight. Like, and that goes back to what you're talking about. I'm sitting here watching them give whistles to out of prime James Harden left and right, but it's like Tatum and Brown go to the basket and they don't get a call. Like, shit don't make no sense to me. And like,
I mean, he's gonna have to get bigger. Like Steph's been getting the dog shit whistle his whole career too. That's why he put on the muscle. Like I think that's the evolution.
See, it's just so annoying though. Like guys like Embiid, they get such a crazy whistle. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, you 7 foot 300 pounds banging, like you should be getting motherfucking hacked to go to the strike. Like that's what
I agree. They ref everybody differently. It just is what it is. I mean,
yeah, it's tough.
It just is what it is.
Like it just puts. I just think it puts defenders
Austin
in
Reeves
shitty
gets
positions.
a generational whistle himself, right? Like I
mean,
he
deserve it, man. He fucking deserve it, man. He deserve it, man.
If he jumps and he just looks like someone was around him, like it's just a generational whistle.
Down that hill, JK, make a clip. Austin Reeves deserve that shit, man. He been working hard for real. Superstar in the making for real.
I agree that he's working hard. I agree that he's working hard because you can tell, because AD gets a really good whistle too. The way AD sells calls is different than the way, because no one gets fouled, in my opinion, more in the league than Jordan Poole, just because of how fast he is. And there might be like one or two guys that I just don't value as humans that might get fouled more than him. But like of people I value.
No, hold on, wait. You gotta go ahead and say the names, bro. Because you like
I was gonna say like I think what's brother's name on the Knicks that comes off the bench? The point guard.
Oh, Josh? Quickly?
Yeah, he gets fouled every play.
Oh, I better say Grimes quickly.
Bro, quickly gets fouled every play.
Fast as shit.
He's fast as fuck.
Yeah.
Quickly's fast as fuck. He gets fouled every play. I feel like Garland gets fouled almost every play. I think JP gets fouled every play. But Reeves' ability to sell, like we're gonna trade JP maybe to like Phoenix, and he's gonna learn from Devin Booker how to sell contact, and bro might have 30 free throws in a game.
Bro, Devin
it's
Booker
gonna be nasty.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Austin Reeves just in the right system for it. Dennis and AD be teaching.
Yeah,
bro.
he learned, bro. He because Bron sells contact amazing. He taught Kyrie how to do it. He taught AD how to do it, and now he's taught Reeves how to do it. So he does deserve credit. I'm just saying, if I'm a ref, I'm not letting him do that. He would have to get killed for me to blow the whistle.
See, yeah. Good thing Deion not a ref. We wouldn't even have an NBA no more.
At the same time, though, if AD falls, that's 2 free throws. But if Austin Reeves falls,
you look at a motherfucking, you look at a Deion box score, you finna see LeBron 13 for 15, AD 15 for 15, Curry 17 for 17. Nobody else but free throw on the damn court.
I don't think, but you really got to get hit to get a call if you're a role player. I don't know. I grew up in a different era. Like that's like the Shaq philosophy and like all, the Kobe philosophy.
Where that's what I was saying. From like from 2000 to like 2008 was some real, or I'll go ahead and say that 2010. That was some real rough hoops, man.
MVP. We used to call it MVP calls, right? And now it's like ever since like Harden and kind of KD. Because KD was the first one to do that rip through and kind of just sell it. And it's just like anybody gets a free throw, man.
No, I agree. All right. Well, we already way over. So we'll save a special draft for y'all next week. But you already know we got to hit some most hated. And we should have a special guest next week too, so stay tuned. But I'll go first. I got 3. For starters, Jordan Poole, man. 500 racks for an Ice Spice date. Come on,
That was
dog.
fake. Yeah, that was fake.
That was real?
Shit,
That was
that
fake.
shit
I'm about to
is
say
so
it had to be.
funny,
I said it had to be
bruh.
fake.
That was
Bruh.
fake. I wish that was real, but that was fake.
Bruh.
Hey, they had me
got
weak.
The JP like needs like chicks in the stands thing. So like JP got a whole like girlfriend at the house.
Well, I gotta switch it up then, bro, because the whole shit about him being nice in front of bad bitches. I think you might have retweeted it, tweeted it, something, but I saw some shit where how bad he's been in front of like Kim K, and then they said Jordan Poole's scared of the real bad bitches.
That boy had
shit
Kay
had
Adams
me
in the
weak,
stands and
bruh.
it shit.
That shit
Yeah,
got me weak.
JP so young, he's probably never even seen the Kim K tape though.
But
That shit was
honestly, he probably
Matsumoto's
like, yo, where Kylie at? Like he got no idea who Kim is.
the second
Hey, they had
one,
me weak on JP though. They said Bray performed in front of Zendaya because Tom Holland was there with her. That shit had me weak as fuck.
Now they said the funniest shit I seen was like if you're dating a white guy, you're single.
That shit is funny. They say no man in the world.
And then it was the video of that black dude giving her like his like cloth to like clean her glasses or some shit.
They was trying to play my boy Spider-Man, bro. Come playing on my boy Top.
Yeah, he looked sick when he passed that cloth, though. I ain't gonna lie. I said, Tom going through it right now, bro. He got nothing to say.
Second one, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not saying he's generational, but since he committed this week, I had to throw this in there. Bruh, anyone that thinks Bronny is ass, that shit is crazy to me. Like, Bronny is actually nice. Like, I'll give it to you. Like, early in his career, the hype was like, but he actually got good. Like, he got in his bag.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, we will. But I'm just saying, the shit that kills me is I feel like he's almost, at first he was overrated because of LeBron being his dad. And now I feel like he's underrated because people just want to hate, like, oh, bro, he's LeBron's son. That's the only reason he's in this position. But, like, I don't know. I think Bronny's actually nice. But the funniest shit ever is that Dennis Rodman's son just committed there today. So now we get him and Bronny on the same team. That's going to be a freaking movie. That's going to be the most watched bubble team in the history of college hoops. Third, bro.
13?
Yeah, he just shot a fucking air ball, bro.
I seen the air ball, yeah. And he complained like it wasn't out on him.
Third one.
He missed the whole construction of the basketball hoop.
If you watch games 3 and 4, you know, bro, listening to Doris Burke call these Celtics Sixers games has been crazy. This man Embiid be walking out on the court to do the jump ball, and she'd be like, oh, he's so amazing. Like, we've never seen anyone jump ball like Joel Embiid. And then literally, bro, there's a clip of Tatum hitting that 3 in game 3 to basically close the game out. And she didn't say a damn thing. James Harden comes down and hits a 3 to cut it to 9 with like a minute left. And she was like, oh, the ability to stop in transition, just pull that 3. I'm like, bro, they got you on contract? Come on, Doris. I usually fuck with you, but this shit is outrageous. I just can't take it.
Doris Burke, man. She a 2K legend.
She is a 2K legend. That shit just hilarious to me.
Listen, the Celtics could have solved all them problems pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean,
if the worst problem they got is the announcer, they got full control over what she's saying.
No, but it was in game 3 when they was busting their ass and she was still on Philly, bro. That's all she was talking about was Embiid and Harden, which is like cool, whatever. But I just thought it was funny, to be honest with you. Honorable mention the Celtics for if they lose the series, it's going to be because they couldn't win game 1 when Embiid was out. That's pretty simple.
I forgot he missed game 1.
Yep.
They fucking got dropped off by Harden. Goes back to our
right
point.
there.
They getting
I'm telling you, bro, that goes back to that right there. They saw that Embiid wasn't lacing up. They said, oh, let's go on cruise control. We got this. No, y'all don't got this, bro.
Has James Harden never beat anybody in a playoff series that has a title? Definitely not in the West. Because obviously not in the West. Who did they beat last year? Did they beat anybody last year, or did y'all stall them out in the first round?
No, because we swept the Nets. Who did they play last year? They lost to Miami in the second round. I know that. I don't remember who they played in the first though.
Did they beat? No, they are Philly, so they definitely didn't beat Philly. Did they play they probably played Atlanta?
Maybe so. Yeah, that sounds right.
So I mean,
trying to pull it up.
This dude, listen, I don't think this dude's ever beat anybody that's really won anything. So like, it's kind of do or die for the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, look,
losing to James Harden is.
Nah, losing the past first point guard James Harden is crazy, dog.
Yeah, I mean, not losing to this James Harden's crazy.
Not even aggressive Harden,
like,
bro.
Losing to Harden like that's like losing to Dame. Like,
chill, bro. Because Dame will really put it on you, bro.
At the end of the day,
no, he won't. Yeah, we done beat Dame with 17 different teams, a million injuries. Dame not doing shit.
Yep, they beat Dame, but they draw the line at beating Roy Hachimura, Dennis Schroeder, Lonnie Walker, and Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, they about to get stalled out by the Lakers. Like, it just is what it is.
Which
it was not. It was coming though. It was literally coming at some point.
It was about to get stalled out by the Lakers. I knew if we didn't get the Grizzlies, we was in some trouble, boy. Boy, was we in some trouble.
I mean, I guess my most hated would be the media, I guess. This backtracking shit that they on. I mean, y'all was really telling me Steph was in the Mount Rushmore and shit. You feel me? This is what y'all was on. This is what y'all was on, bro. And now the Lakers,
deep for sure not in it.
Bro, and then the Lakers come out here and start going. No. Matter of fact, fuck that. Cool, he can be in it. But Stephen A said, I'll take Bron out and put Steph in my
he said if Steph beats Bron and wins the championship, to be fair. He wasn't saying like
still. What sense does that make? What are we doing? See, I was chilling, right? Cool. I was fine like with them playing. I was like, cool, this would be cool. Until the Curry over Bron shit started happening. I needed them to pack that shit up.
I told you that was gonna happen though. Like,
I mean, we pretty much pretty much.
Yeah, like if Steph were to have won, which he's not going to. I mean, this is Bron stamping it. You know, like there's no questions no more. This is the stamp.
I don't like, bro. The media just backtracking like a motherfucker, and also ESPN, they trash as fuck. They really put up a graphic today that says should the Lakers sit their starters for Game 5?
That was Mike Greenberg said that this morning. That's so stupid.
What are we doing, bro?
That's so stupid.
What are we doing? What does the media come to, man?
If they were to sit their starters and lose,
then it's like stalled out Game 6.
I'm gonna be honest. It's like you got one game for the rest of your life because, like, you know how hard it is to beat Steph in chasing in Game 7. You know what I mean? Like Prime Bron did that. I don't know if year 20 Bron gonna do it. Like,
it's not even that to me, bro. You know how disrespected and fired up the Warriors would be for the rest of the series if they set their starters in Game 5. That shit would tee them up, bro. Like,
you can already tell the Warriors are trying to play this 3-1 shit. Like, oh, it's a new challenge for us. Like, they're trying to fire themselves up. Like,
listen, hey, if Bron
Warriors fans and that damn corgi, that's all that's left. I done seen that on my TL. Warriors World.
Many times.
We got what we got? Warriors World, depressed Warriors fan. All y'all some bozos. Started posting the corgi immediately. We got hope for real, dog. We up for real.
That corgi had TCU winning the Natty too.
There's too many of them dudes wanted them to be down 3-1. Like, to me, like too many of them dudes were like rooting for that shit.
All I'm saying, bro, is if it's two motherfuckers in the history of the sport that I will say with the utmost confidence are not blowing a 3-1 lead, it's Bron and MJ. Like, there's no way either one of them blowing a 3-1 lead, bro. But if he does,
if it would happen, if it were to happen, it's only against Steph. Like, that's the only way.
If
like,
Bron,
you know, and it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
If he blows a 3-1 lead, though, this dialogue finna be nasty.
I mean, bro, the motherfucker old, man.
Yeah, he old as fuck.
Like,
he's
bro,
cooked.
This is like, bro, the foot is cooked.
Yeah, he's cooked.
This is what I'm saying. Like, bro, the motherfucker is old, bro. Like,
he finna if he wins, especially if he wins this year, he taking next season off so he can try to be healthy to play with Bronny. I guarantee you,
bro.
I think he's taking next year off regardless. I don't
Like,
think he got it. He might take the. Bro, honestly, I really don't think Bron give a fuck. If you told me Bron don't play against the Nuggets, I believe you.
I mean,
He just-
I just literally seen a report that like, which just had me fucking rolling, right? Like, Darvin Ham, maybe it was like 4 hours ago. He was like, "Yo, Bron still got something in the tank for the left, like the rest of the playoffs." Bro,
Hell no.
if you telling me that he wasn't emptying the tank against the Warriors, which has been his arch rivals for the past 10 years, what the fuck? What are we doing, bruh? Like, bro, what are we doing? What do you mean
See,
he got more to take?
that
Why
was
are we not
always
seeing it now?
that was always my biggest thing when y'all were like, whoever wins the series is winning the finals. It's like, bruh, I feel like Steph and Bron just putting they all into this bitch and they don't care what happens after. Like,
But I think Steph has a lot more in the tank than
Yeah,
Bron.
Steph's
Definitely.
still in
yeah,
his
he's
prime to me,
younger.
though.
That's for
Like
sure.
I genuinely think, and I mean, I guess it don't matter. Like if Jokic wins it all, like you have to say he's the best player in the league. But I mean, I think we're seeing like the best version of Steph Curry like we've ever seen.
Yeah. Deion, what you got most hated?
Honestly, I ain't really got nothing. It's been a cool little week. I'm trying to think.
You
I was trying to
hating
come
on any
up with something
horses?
while you were talking. Nah. Maybe. Nah, I really ain't got nothing like that. Maybe Devin Haney. I didn't really like Devin Haney was like, yo, I'm gonna hit you with 3 punches before you get to me. Like, how you know that?
Nah, bro. Matter of
Like,
fact,
how you know that?
I'm glad you said some shit like that, bro, because I totally forgot. Errol Spence, you're not safe, buddy. You're not fucking safe with me. You and Terrence Crawford, bro, being some pussies right now. Run that bitch up and fight, dog. What are we doing? They talking about some, yo, we was on FaceTime. Yo, what the business is? Fight.
Actually, I think my most hated probably KD. I'm really
Dang.
sick of this dude losing, to be honest. Like,
All right, matter of fact, the group chat my most hated too. Y'all was glazing like a motherfucker and they're saying KD not top 15, bro. That was some tweak shit.
I really don't think he is, to be honest. And moreover, like if I were to have him in top 15, like maybe 14 or 15,
He in there though.
but like the thing is like, unless barring the Heat or Celtics winning, whoever wins championship this year, he gets bumped. Jokic, Embiid, or AD.
Yeah. And I
Bro,
mean,
I mean-
shit, you could say if the Celtics figured it out, like you got an argument for Tatum after sweeping him.
I don't think
Hey,
you have an
JK,
argument
JK,
for
JK,
Tatum,
JK, bro.
like in the moment, but he
dead
definitely Tatum definitely
Nah.
puts himself in the position where it's like 4 years from now.
Not all time. I'm saying like there's no way you could deny it right now if he does win a title.
Oh, I'm saying he's not. I'm saying he gets bumped all the time.
Oh yeah.
by these.
Yeah, I think I think with Jokic, he definitely does 2 MVPs and a title leading that team.
Honestly, the more I think about Embiid,
I just
how many
the
dudes
reason
win an MVP?
the
and a
reason
title
I
the same
can't
year, like
yeah, I mean, I think the only people that did it was I know Bird's done it. I know
Steph, Bron, MJ.
Steph,
That's
Bron, MJ, maybe Bill Russell.
That doesn't count.
Oh goddamn.
Yeah, that doesn't
I
count.
was like, bro, nobody was thought about when he was hooping.
Yeah, it's really just Steph, Bron, MJ. We can toss Bird and maybe Magic in there too. I guess I wouldn't hate those.
Magic
names also.
never won them in the same year, but
we can toss Bird in there. Maybe Shaq. Oh, Shaq.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That is rarefied air, but I don't know. Do you take KD's got? Does he have 1 or 2 MVPs too?
He's got one.
1
He got
MVP
one,
and
yeah.
2 titles, or do you take 1 MVP and 1 title? I mean,
I take 1 and 1 because
it'd be different though if like Embiid got a history of losing in the playoffs too. Though that's the only problem. That's where I give KD the edge.
if Embiid had to run to get it, I wouldn't say anything. But if he's going to do it in Philly, the team that drafted him, then
I'll give you that. I think Embiid is the talking point, like one that's debatable. But Jokic and AD clear as hell if they win, bro. I'm sorry.
AD definitely got him though.
The fact that it's debatable is like, that's crazy to me. Like that's why I'm saying he's not top 15, because it's like.
Also, bro,
and then like.
But if he's 13th though, like, or like,
I don't think I got him at 13.
If KD's like 12th or something like that, then I mean he still might be in there, and then they just slide up, like maybe he slides to 15 concretely. I mean,
I got him at 14 or 15 at the moment.
All I know,
personally.
this man.
every list you look up, he'll be in there though. I'm pretty
This
sure.
what happens though.
At the moment.
This what happens when you got two players and Booker shooting 5 of 15, KD shooting 7 of 18. You getting dropped the fuck off. It's just that simple.
I mean,
But that's
that's over with.
That's just because it's like, but that's because like, that's just KD. Like KD doesn't make teammates better. He never has. Like that, and that's part of being an all-time great to me.
Yeah. Well, there it is. Another episode of Only Haters. We got a lot of
wait.
we got one more thing.
Wait. Chicago Bears fans, you're not fucking safe with me. All y'all some bozos.
Because the
Not
first
getting
round
the top
pick
five.
shit.
You're not getting the top 5 pick this year, buddy. I'm sorry. You're done for. It's clipped. And y'all are weird.
Crazy.
And first of all, they act like they really won shit in the past. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on now, quit playing. Like, I know the Panthers ain't won shit, you know what I'm saying? In my lifetime. The Bears definitely ain't won shit in my lifetime. Cut that shit out.
If we
Y'all
talk about
sorry as
that,
hell.
I might have to throw Max and my most hated for that North Carolina sports shit. Come on, dog. I done grown up in this state, man. And I know
bro,
you did too.
Chill.
That shit.
Chill on my boy.
that
Chill on my
shit
boy.
is-
Chill on my boy.
That shit is bad, bro. Said our
I had to I had the heart to
want
want Bryce Young, bro. It is though.
I respect it.
It
Like,
is.
the Panthers will actually. The Hurricanes are nice. I can't even take nothing away from them. They
Nah, they tough. They pretty much they might really win that bitch though.
Nah, bro.
Whole time.
The Canes are nice, but there we have it. Another episode of Only Haters in the books. Next week, barring another late flex, we should have Carter Elliott himself on. We're gonna be doing some fun shit. Also, next week, who knows what the dynamic will be, because you could be having depressed JK with the Celtics out of the playoffs. I don't think Deion's going to be that depressed if the Warriors lose. And then you're going to have P depressed when the Lakers don't win a title, but it's okay. But
I'll be cool.
We'll be back next week.
Dropping the Nuggets the fuck off.
And until then, we'll see y'all next time.